Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great day today. I think today is Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Ms. Hartgasper, how you doing? Carrie Knopf, how are you doing today? Appreciate you guys coming by and visiting with us. Appreciate y'all stopping in. Comrade Tony Damien. What's up, Wicked Witch of the West? What's up, Wicked Witch of the West? Hey, Sonia, how are you today? How's everybody doing on a Friday the 13th? Friday the 13th. It's one of those voodoo days. It's one of them there voodoo days on the way to the campground. Already, Sonia? You're already on the way? Vermont Paint and Photo, how you doing? Aurora, how you doing? I forgot to post the link in case anybody wanted to come in. There's the link if anybody wanted to come in. 79 and cool outside. It's 93 degrees here. The heat index is 100 and there's no breeze at all. Not one leaf moving. Vermont says, I have a Lexus all weekend. There you go. No work today. Had doctor's appointment. Now, Sonia, I'm just saying, Sonia, if I was your boss man, and this is just the boss man in me talking, I would say, Sonia, all these Friday doctor's appointments need to stop. You need to start scheduling your doctor appointments on a Tuesday or Wednesday instead of these 3-day weekends. That's just the boss man in me throwing that out there. Hey, Amazing Maisie, how you doing? Yeah, all these Friday doctor's appointments. No. Start scheduling those on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I'm just saying. A little bit fishy. Just a little bit fishy. So what's everybody got planned for the weekend, folks? Anybody got plans for the weekend? I do that on purpose, of course. They're only once every 3 months. I understand. I'm just saying, with putting my boss man hat on, I would say, Sonia, from now on, how about scheduling your doctor's appointments on a Tuesday or a Wednesday instead of on a Friday? What's up, Miss Iobi's Musica? Yeah, it's hot, Tony Damon. It's too hot to be fishing. Hey, Naj, how you doing? Oh, it's no secret, Miss Iobi. No, it's no secret. It's just a perfect example of until last year why I don't go to the doctor in 30 something years, other than the tick bite and broken bones. Boss man was in a foul mood. Naj, are you home from vacation or are you still on vacation? Yeah, it's no secret, Miss Iobi. It's just proves my point of why I don't go to the doctors. I've had this conversation with Tony Damien outside of YouTube. I've had this conversation with you guys on YouTube. I'm the kind of person that if I have something bad wrong with me, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. And I'm not going to let anybody in my family know about it. The problem with going to a doctor is you tell them what's going on and then they start prying. And then they start prying. And then they want to run this test. And then they want to run this test. And then they want to do this. And then they want to do this. And then they want to start asking you if, with the problems you're having, has anybody in your family had prostate cancer? Has anybody had bladder cancer? Has anybody had kidney cancer? You know, stuff that you don't want to talk about. And that's a perfect example of why I don't go to the doctors. Yes, I got home yesterday. Gotcha, Naj. And they start poking and they start prodding. They took 8 vials of blood from me yesterday. They had already went back and pulled my medical records from when I was in the submarines from 1980 to 1986. Now, there's a few of you in here that knows. I've talked about it a couple of times, but what happened to me 12 days before my 15th birthday. All right. When I went into the submarine force, they made us all go to psychiatrists. Literally, all the way through sub school, every week, we all had to go talk to a psychiatrist. Everybody had to make their weekly appointment to see the psychiatrist. You had to take all these stupid tests. You had to answer all these stupid questions and all that stuff. And then you have to tell them about your history, your family life growing up, problems you had when you were growing up. All this stuff they pry into you while you're in sub school before they let you go be on submarines. Well, 12 days before my 15th birthday, my adopted dad used to beat me and my mom up really bad. Really bad. I mean, put in the hospital bad. And that Saturday before my birthday, I was loading up our truck to go work on fence, and I heard my mom screaming. So I went in the house, and he was beating up my mom. So me and him started fighting, and he had me up against the wall, and my mom shot him and ended his life. I was this close to him when all that happened. So for years and years and years and years and years, I used to dream about it. I used to dream about it, and I used to dream about it, and I used to dream about it, and I used to dream about it. For years, I dreamed about it. Then it got to where I stopped dreaming about it. Hey, Napster Larisha. Then I got to where I stopped dreaming about it, but it kept popping in my head. Every now and then, it would come creeping back into my head, and I would think about it. It's been a long time since I thought about it. It's been a long, long time since I thought about it. Well, yesterday was my first appointment in the VA hospital system for my health care. My first day in there. And what's the first thing that they wanted to talk to me about? was that wanting to know if I needed to talk to a psychiatrist or if I needed counseling for something that happened when I was 14 years old that I hadn't thought about in a long time until yesterday. I did not go to the VA hospital to discuss my childhood. The main reason I went to the VA hospital was, as you guys know, I don't have insurance, but I found out I was able to qualify to get into the healthcare system so I could try to get help with my medication cost. That was my whole purpose in going there. Okay. But as soon as they got me in that door, the very first thing they wanted to do was take me back to my childhood and see if I needed to go talk to a psychiatrist or a counselor. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that was totally unnecessary and did not need to be brought up. So now, all day yesterday afternoon, up I went to bed last night, and a couple of times today, it keeps running through my mind. And I haven't thought about it in years. So thanks to those people, I've been depressed anyway. Now they got the old Hillbilly's mind going back to that day. So I'm not real happy with that situation. But back to what I was talking about too. I went there because I'm still having issues from the prostate infection and the kidney stone problem. Some of the medications that I'm taking are not authorized through the VA. Miss Ioby, we all had to go see psychiatrists in sub school. When you go through submarine school, you have to go see psychiatrists every week. Everybody does. And they pry into your background the whole 9 yards. So that's how they knew about it. They pulled my records, Miss Ioby. Hey, Ola Joe, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you coming by. So anyway, one of the medications I'm taking from my doctors outside of the VA system. Yes, Miss Ivy, it was in my Navy records. Hey, Noni May, how you doing? How you doing? So anyway, they won't fill that prescription because it's not authorized through the VA. So now they're trying to come up with something that's in the VA system that is similar to that medication to get me. So in the meantime, they took eight vials of blood. 8 vials of blood. Thank you, Ola Joe. I appreciate it. Glad to see you, my friend. Hadn't seen you in forever. I'm doing okay, Noni May. So all I wanted to do was go in there, get them to prescribe me the medicine, get in the system so they could prescribe me what I'm already on taking, and it's a lot cheaper, possibly even free for me since I'm not working and have no income. So I went from that to talking about something that happened when I was 14 years old to 8 vials of blood taken to a complete question and answer session about anybody in my family having prostate cancer, bladder cancer, or kidney cancer. To 8 vials of blood, and I had to give a urinalysis sample. to now I have to go back and get CT scans. I have to get several CT scans. Hey, Howdy Garden, how you doing today? So needless to say, 4.5 hours later, I finally get to leave the VA hospital yesterday. I still got to go back. If I go back, and the key word there is if I go back, I have to go back and get CT scans. To start with. And the doctor told me that I'm getting referred to a urologist specialist, and he said that they might want to do biopsies and all kinds of stuff. So don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to go back or I'm not going to go back, or if I'll just continue paying the outrageous prices that I pay outside of the VA system. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know. So that's why I wasn't on yesterday, folks. I was not on yesterday. I was not in a good mood yesterday. And I'm not here to bring everybody down on a Friday afternoon. That's not what this is about. It's just I tell everybody everything about me. So that's what's going on in my world right now. That's where I'm at. Yes, Miss Ioby, that's exactly right. Oh, I told him fast, quick, and in a hurry yesterday, Ola Joe. I said, no counseling. Absolutely not, Ola Joe. I will not do that. That part of my life had been filed away in the back of my mind, and I hadn't thought about it in years until yesterday when they brought it back out. So, but they did find where I had to go to Crippler. I call it Crippler. The real name of the hospital was Tripler Army Hospital in Hawaii. It's called Tripler, but we all used to call it Crippler. So I had to be seen there for a bladder problem I was having in 1984. So they did have that in my records where that happened. So they know about that and what they did back then. But yeah, they're supposed to call and let me know and sending me to a urologist specialist and CT scans and changing my medicine because it's not authorized in the VA system and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that was my day yesterday. Day before yesterday, I was up had to take my mom in to do a barium swallow because she's having problems with her throat swallowing. She has to drink this liquid. So they sent us to the radiology department in the Lexington Medical Center. We had to go inside the hospital. And I was not happy with that because I had to sit back there in the waiting room while they had her in the back and people in hospital gurneys in the hallway waiting to get x-rays and MRIs and CAT scans and all that kind of stuff. And I have no idea if any of those people have the mess, didn't have the mess. There was people sitting all over in the waiting room. People kept pulling down their mask, wiping their nose, coughing. one lady had her mask pulled down, had her computer in there, and was FaceTiming somebody on her computer and talking, and about blew a gasket, folks. I did not know that, Vermont. I did not know that, Vermont. I'm sorry to hear that about Anthony. I did not know that. Lord, we need to say some prayers for Anthony. So, anyway, mom's 82. They sent her in there inside the main hospital. Now, I don't know about you guys where you're at, but here where I'm at, there's lots of radiology places that are not in the hospital. They are not in a hospital. They're outside the hospital in radiology specialty centers. But I guess since she's on Medicare, the gastrologist that she uses the medical center. So I had to take her in there to all that mess. So now she got exposed to all that, and I got exposed to all that. Oh, and I forgot to tell you this. When I got to the VA hospital yesterday, you have to check in the parking lot. They ask you all these questions about the pandemic and all this mess. Then you walk through the entrance of the VA. Used to, the prevention shots were given in a completely different building. They were given in an auditorium over in one of the business buildings where you go to get your prevention shots. That way it kept those people separated that were coming in there that do not have the prevention yet. Well, some smart person over there decided to be a great idea to bring them to the lobby of the VA hospital, where every single person that comes to the VA for an appointment, you have to walk through the lobby and you have to weave in and out of the chairs with the people sitting to get the prevention so you can get through to go to your doctor's appointments. Who is the rocket scientist that came up with that? Yeah, me neither, Vermont. He thought he had a backache. I hear you, dude. Yeah, they say it's. I had a locator, an older man. It was a locator for me in the underground locating business. And he went home after work one day and sit down. Said he felt like he had a little bit of heartburn, but the same thing. His back was hurting, and he went to the emergency room, and he had to get triple bypass surgery. He did. Felt like he had a little bit of heartburn, but his back was hurting, so he went to the emergency room and ended up getting triple bypass surgery. So mine feel great. Yeah, I hear you, How to Garden. Yeah, who's the genius that thought it was a great idea to bring unvaccinated people into the lobby, and everybody has to weave in and out of the people that do not have the prevention yet to get to your doctor's appointment? I hear you, Miss Iobi. Oh wow, my VAA is not designed that way. Yeah, Ola Joe, they had it separated here. They had them over the jabs were being given in a completely different building, an administration building on the bottom floor in their conference room, away from everybody. That's where that way the people went in one door, they got the jab, they went out another door outside. Now they moved it all to the main lobby. And that's the only entrance you can go into at our VA hospital. You have to go through the main lobby. You have to go through the check, get temperature check, ask all the questions, make you wash your hands, blah, 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 blah. Then you walk through one door into the lobby of the hospital. And there's all these people sitting in chairs waiting to get the jab. It's It was something else. It's amazing. Like Amazing Maisie's name. It's totally amazing. So anyway, that's what's going on in my world. What's going on in your world, guys? Anybody got plans for the weekend? I know here in South Carolina, the school district where I'm at, this is the kids' last weekend off. They start school on Monday. They all start school on Monday. Hey, Arlene Verdita, how are you doing today? I have no idea how my VA is doing. I haven't been there since this all started. I hear you, how the garden holds you. Our area for that is in a university and separate from the hospital. Yeah, not us, Ola Joe. Leave it to South Carolina. Leave it to South Carolina to be completely different. I'm back to wearing a mask because I don't trust people, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much where it's going, Vermont. That seems to be like where it's going. How the garden says, I'm having a hurricane this weekend. Dang. Yeah, Arlene Verdita's up early. She's getting ready to leave her house. She has to go get prevention number 2. She's getting jab number 2 this morning in Manila, Philippines. She's getting the second AstraZeneca. So she's going to be leaving here very shortly to head out to the area where she has to go to get her second prevention. The second AstraZeneca. Yeah. Yeah, they say there's a lot of that. They say there's a lot of that, Vermont. I've been reading where people are saying that you can go online and get them. I don't know. I have no idea, Vermont. But yeah, when you're going to hand out the whole system wasn't set up to start with, when you just hand somebody a card and they don't think that somebody ain't going to duplicate it, that causes a problem. Leaving at 6 a.m. All right, so she's leaving in a couple more hours, heading out to get her second AstraZeneca jab. But everything I'm reading, folks, everything I'm reading appears to be, looks like the Moderna is holding up, guys. It looks like the Moderna is holding up, holding its own. I mean, it dropped some, but it didn't drop like the rest of them did, according to what they're reporting out of the Mayo Clinic. That's exactly right, Vermont. The doctor don't even sign it, buddy. Well, Vermont, that's like me, dude. I had to go back and fight and fight and fight with them because my second prevention was not even in the system. In the government system, it only showed I'd had one. It didn't show that I'd have 2. But anybody that falls into the high risk categories, Vermont, high risk category people, pick up the phone and call your doctor. Apparently, last night, the FDA said to get number 3. They said to get number 3 if you qualify for it. So Vermont painting photos, stand up straight, turn your hearing aids up and listen. Call your doctor, Vermont. You might need number 3. Yeah, I saw that too, Vermont. But The studies out of everywhere else says no, that is not a true statement, Vermont. So I don't know. The Mayo Clinic report, that one that you just talked about, Vermont, came in dead last. It came in dead last. So I don't know. I know that Israel announced yesterday they've been given the third one to 60 and older. As of today or yesterday, they started giving the third one to 50 and older. 50 and older is getting number 3 in Israel. And the FDA in the United States said anybody that has real bad health issues to get number 3. I asked the doctor yesterday if I could get number 3, and he said no, that I didn't fall into that category yet. He said, yet. So I don't know, but if anybody has some serious issues, check with your doctor. That's the person to talk to, is the doctor that you go to and the doctor that you trust. I hear you, Miss Iobi. Vermont. Don't make me have to call Mrs. Vermont and have her call your doctor for you. Get on the phone, Vermont, check with your doctor, and see about getting number 3, Budrow. Get on the phone and check with your doctor. And check and see about number 3. Don't have health issues. I'm perfectly healthy. Just ask me. Yeah, right, Vermont. I have an appointment next week. Well, that's good. Ask the doctor about number 3, Vermont. Ask them. So anyway, that's about all the news I got. I'm about newsed out. That's why I'm newsed out, folks. So now I sit and wait. Now I sit and wait for radiology from the VA to call me, and waiting for the VA to call me or email me about a appointment for the urologist specialist. So other than that, I have no appointments as of right now. No appointments. No worries, Ola Joe. No worries, Miss Ola Joe. The only reason I keep track of it, Ola Joe, is because of my mom. That's the only reason I keep track of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't give 2 poops about it. I got both of mine, and I wouldn't give 2 poops about it. But I pay special close attention to this because Mom's 82, and it's been 6 months since she had her second jab. So I'm a little bit worried about her. If they're going to give a third one, I would like to get her in to get her third one because of her age and her health issues. That's the only reason I keep track of it the way I do. So, Muscle Man, you still in here, brother? I saw Muscle Man in here. I wanted to ask Muscle Man a question, but he probably left. I had a question to ask Muscle Man. But I think he probably just popped in and then left. I think he popped in and left. think he's still having some issues with some folks on YouTube. I was going to ask him about right quick. Dang gnat in here. Them things are aggravating. Good Lord, they're aggravating. I don't know about y'all, but I got 5,000 bees this year. I got more bees this year than I've ever seen here. There's bees everywhere. I must have a big yellow jacket's nest somewhere. They keep coming up on the front porch. Whatever's in that treated wood lumber on the front porch, they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming to that wood on the front porch. So there's something in there they like. Either that or they're getting some moisture out of it or something. I don't know what's happening, but they dang sure liked it. Pick more cucumbers today. Dang, KK's picking cucumbers about every day now. How many maters you getting, KK? How many maters you getting? They replanted the field out here in front of the house 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I guess it was 3 days ago. They replanted the field out here in front of the house. Something green's all I can tell you. I don't know what it is. But they've been watering it and watering it and watering it. And then today the tractors are going around spraying it and spraying it and spraying it. Once they come through and spray it with whatever they spray it with, next week it'll be that tall, whatever it is. Getting lots of maters. There you go. I figured you would. As many mater plants as you had, you have enough for y'all and the neighbors. Got one turning red already. Yeah, you'll be giving the neighbors maters. As many plants as I saw you that day you were showing. I'm just glad them rabbits you said you've been seeing didn't eat all your mater plants and the cucumber plants. That's the thing about a rabbit. They're cute. But them things, believe it or not, them rabbits eat a lot, y'all. They eat a bunch. Everybody talks like, boy, she don't eat much at all. She eats like a bird. Well, that's not a true statement because a bird eats constantly. Constantly, a bird eats. And a rabbit's about the same way. Either a rabbit is breeding or eating. Breeding or eating. That's all a rabbit does. There's nothing else in this world that a rabbit does. They breed and they eat. That's a heck of a life to have, ain't it? A rabbit's life. Nope, rabbit eating weeds. I hear you, KK. Normally they'll eat your garden. Seen a rabbit on Wednesday. Yeah, rabbit's life. That's a heck of a deal. A heck of a deal. So Naj, I hope Naj had a great time on vacation. Got back home yesterday. I'm sure they had an absolute blast. I'm sure they had a lot of fun on vacation. Hopefully Naj took lots of video and going to post it on their channel. She went to all the places the Hillbilly's never been to. Like I say on here all the time, guys, this YouTube is a great platform to go see places you've never seen before. If you want to search something, a place that you've never been, go on YouTube. There's probably 5,000 videos about whatever it is you're wanting to go see or where you're wanting to go see. That is one of the good things about YouTube. I don't believe nothing on that Wikipedia stuff, but and half the stuff on YouTube, the gossip and all that, I don't pay that no attention. But the actual footage of places, that's a good thing from YouTube. That is a good thing about YouTube. Travel around the world and never leave your living room. Absolutely, old Joe. If I'd had this as a kid, old Joe, I might not have went into the submarines. If I'd have been able to travel around the world on YouTube, I might not have went into service, old Joe. Lord, I could see more on YouTube than I saw in 6 years on a submarine. Nah, I say that, y'all, but while you're doing it, it's good times and it's bad times, but the older you get, basically you just remember the good times of it when you're in the service. Don't remember a lot of the bad times. But yeah, it works out wonders if you're planning a vacation somewhere. So we used to vote. Used to let my kids take a vote on where they wanted to go on vacation. And then we would all discuss each person's views of where they wanted to go. And then we would vote. And we would keep voting and narrowing down and voting and narrowing down until there was a majority of where we were going to go on vacation. That's how we used to do it. Hey, Travel Dreamers, you finally got electricity back? Glad to hear it, my friend. Glad to hear it. Yeah, day before yesterday, I had bad storms here. Bad electrical storm. Day before yesterday. I didn't want to fire up my computer with the lightning that was coming down. My computer's brand new. For everybody don't know, or it's not brand new now, but I got a brand new computer for my birthday. Tanaho, how you doing? How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the live streamer. So yeah, when it's lightning like it was day before yesterday, I don't like to fire up my new laptop and something happened to it. That would not be a good thing. Would not be a good thing. Yeah, KK, I noticed that y'all got bad weather up that way, KK. It almost killed me 2 days, breathing and heart protested. Wow, Travel Dreamer. Napsularisha says my power went out the other day. Yeah, Napsularisha, up your way. Didn't y'all have some tornadoes close by? Napsularisha? Up in your part of the country? Several days ago, I think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking up your direction. There were some tornadoes in the area a few days ago. Had a storm. Yeah, it's been a bad year for bad storms, y'all. They keep saying there's not many tropical storms or hurricanes, but there's sure been an awful lot of thunderstorms this year. Thunderbolt hit a light pole. Gotcha. Yeah, there's been lots of bad thunderstorms this year. The Midwest, the Northeast, the Southeast. It's so hot. That's why. Yep. Yeah, my computer right now says 93 degrees and mostly sunny. Mostly sunny and 93 degrees. That's when we get those summertime they call them the pop-up thunderstorms. It's just full of electricity. Absolutely full of electricity. But I'm not sure, but I think the Northeast has had more thunderstorms this year than they've had in a while. You normally don't hear about the Northeast getting that many bad thunderstorms. I mean, the Midwest and the Texas and the whole South, that's just a summertime thing for us. And it seems like the Northeast has had quite a few bad storms this year. We'll have to petition the HOA to install a generator. Can't do that again. I hear you, Travel Dreamer. I hear you. I feel for you having to deal with those HOAs. Those homeowners associations are horrible, y'all. KK said had 2 storms this week in Michigan. Yeah, those homeowners associations, they can be an absolute pain in the backside to deal with. What's up, J-Dog? How you doing, my friend? Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad to have you here today. Glad to have you, my friend. It took me 3 years to get permission for my rant. Yeah, been busy with life. I hear you, J-Dog. Yeah, real world, something else, ain't it, J-Dog? Yeah, Travel Dreamer. The bad thing about some of those HOAs, those HOA presidents and stuff, those people take that stuff serious, dude. Those people become tyrants when they become president of the darn HOA. Sorry, I'm trying not to sit too long. I still have you running. I hear you, brother. I know the feeling, Vermont. You ain't gotta say sorry to me, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, them presidents and them HOAs, they become tyrants, y'all. You know what was funny? Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Through my life, I've lived in a couple of subdivisions. But it's usually the neighbor in the subdivision that has no friends in the subdivision. Have you ever noticed that? That neighbor is always the one that nobody goes over. People that do their walking, they can be the one at the end of the cul-de-sac, walk by, nobody speaks to that person. That person's all lonely back there in the back of the cul-de-sac and the back of the subdivision. And next thing you know, they run for president of the HOA because nobody else wants to have to deal with it. And guess who ends up getting the presidency of the HOA? The guy back there in the back, or the woman back there in the back, on the back cul-de-sac and the back side of the subdivision that nobody gets along with. they end up being the president of the HOA. That's usually the way it works. Yeah, life can be a roller coaster, J Dog says. Absolutely. Always the troublemaker. They only talk to themselves. That's right, Travel Dreamer. Nobody else talk to them. What's up, Roy and Becky? What's up, Roy and Becky's Travels? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? That's kind of like running for government office. You got to have a couple of screws loose to want to do that. You really do, y'all. You got to have a couple of screws loose to want to be in the government. That's all I can say. You got to have a couple of screws loose. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, but there have been a lot of bad storms lately, Napsa Marisa says. Just getting ready for tonight's trivia. I procrastinated a little too long. I hear you. That sounds like Vermont Paint. He procrastinates too. He's a procrastinator. How to garden. There ain't enough money in the world. How to garden. There ain't enough money in the world to get me into politics. Ain't happening. I ain't got the disposition to be in politics. Oh, I got a whole bunch of skeletons. Napsa is that the person that passed away? Napsa I saw some. I got a notification about a video or something the other day. Is that the person that passed away, Napsa or am I thinking about somebody else? Yeah, I got a notification on my phone when I was at the hospital with my mom in the lobby, but I didn't watch the video, but I did get a notification for that. Yeah, that's sad. It really is. It's sad. Okay, Ola Joe, we'll be right here. I got you, Napsa My mom went to one of my first cousins' wife passed away last week, and my mom went to that. I was talking about it on my live stream the other day, Napsa. I didn't know that they did that, but they actually had it running, a live stream running from the funeral home in Tennessee. Yeah, exactly. They're nuts. I think he either died from the COVID or diabetes complications. Yeah, that was a good deal. I did not know they did it, Napsa till last week. And I had to help mom get into it on her phone from a funeral home over in Tennessee. And yep, she was able to listen in and watch the funeral service on her cell phone. Yes, they do, and it's nice they do it. That's right. They used to come to my lives. Yep. Yeah, I ain't never doing politics, y'all. I ain't lost a thing in politics. Nothing. I wouldn't even run for head dog catcher. If they offered me a dump truck load of $100 bills, I wouldn't even run for dog catcher. If y'all ever noticed or read any of those articles or any of the research about some of the people that were like serial killers and stuff, a lot of them, those people, used to be cruel to animals growing up. Have y'all ever noticed that? A lot of those people were cruel to animals when they were kids growing up. It makes when you read about stuff and study some of that stuff, you go back to thinking about kids you went to school with, and you're like, dang, who do I know that was mean to animals when I was growing up as a kid? Exactly, travel dreamer. Yes, Hillbilly. It is one part of their profiles. Yeah, I've been reading. I read about that, travel dreamer. It makes you go back and think about your childhood and high school and stuff like that, and think about. I thought when I read that article I was reading, I went back to thinking about it. I don't really remember anybody being cruel to animals, but now I do remember a kid in elementary school that used to eat bugs, literally eat bugs. They also go after the people that resemble the person that did them wrong in their life. Well, dang, if that's true, Sonia, there's a whole bunch of people on YouTube. Better be careful then. There's a whole lot of people that's on YouTube that better be careful then. Because the way they treat people on YouTube, I'm sure they've treated some people bad in their lifetime. I'm not perfect, folks. I know I've been mean to people in my lifetime too that I shouldn't have. I've made mistakes too. I have made mistakes too in my lifetime. But yeah, you go back and think about that, and you're like, wow, did I know anybody that used to be mean to be cruel to animals? It'd be bad to think if you went to high school with some of those people, I mean, that's like Ted Bundy. Some of you ladies in here, could you imagine if you went to high school with him, and after all that came out about him, you go back and think, wow, I almost went out with it on a date with him one time in high school. Could you imagine the thoughts that would go through your mind? I'm still mean to people, Vermont says. Example, if the person that did them wrong had long brown hair and was pretty, that's the type of people they go after because they think all the people that looks like that are mean. So what you're trying to say, they'd be coming after me because I got long brown hair and I'm pretty? Well, thanks, Sonia. Like I didn't have on my mind. Now I got to worry about because I got brown hair and pretty. Wow. Now I won't sleep all night, Sonia. I won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. But seriously, back to what I was saying just a minute ago. Could you imagine if you're one of you ladies that went to school with Ted Bundy and you almost dated him in high school? Wouldn't that be something? Now Sonia's gonna laugh at me. Okay, if you say so. That's right, Vermont. I won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. One kid in high school killed a bat and carried the dead bat around in his pocket. He would take it out and harass people with it. One weird dude. Yeah, if you lived out there on the West Coast, or like I used to call it the left coast, that Green River killer and all that. Could you imagine if you ladies, if y'all went to high school with him? Gee, thanks. How to garden? I'll be I'll be looking over my shoulder all night long now. Yeah, it's weird how my mind works. I read an article like that, and the first thing I think about is, wow, could you imagine being a lady that dated him in high school? Ooh, or almost dated him? Like, dang, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Oh, shoot, guys, I got to take a quick break. I've been at it for an hour and 2 minutes. Y'all give me just a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'm going to IG. I'm going to IG later, Hillbilly. So you're going to IG later. Okay. I'll be back in just a few minutes, y'all. Hang tight, talk to each other, uh, catch up for anybody that hadn't seen each other in a while. I'll be back in just a few minutes, y'all. I'll be right back, y'all. We're back, y'all. We're back. We're back. Have any of y'all seen that advertisement for that new medical show that's coming on, or some kind of series or something that's coming on? I just realized I'm not old or a misfit. You're the oldest misfit on YouTube, Vermont. You're the oldest misfit on YouTube. But have y'all seen that new medical show where they got apparently there's a doctor on there that his patients that he's operating on keep passing away, and he does just the opposite of what he's supposed to do to save them on every patient? Bruce, I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered. Wow. Wow, Sonia. I can't believe I even read that. You tricked me into reading that. But yeah, it's supposed to be some new show or some new series or something coming on TV. And they're talking about how brilliant he has to be to do the exact opposite of what he's supposed to do to help people. Vermont says, "Oh boy, Sonia, that's even rough for me." Yeah, I can't believe she tricked me into reading that. Can't believe she tricked me into reading that. But back in the day, y'all, just think if Ted Bundy would have became a medical doctor. Ooh, that's a scary thought. That joke needs to be on the list. It don't need to be on any list, Vermont. It needs to be on the forgotten list. It needs to be on the forgotten list, Vermont. But yeah, could you imagine one of those crazy guys like that would actually pass medical school and became a surgeon? I mean, just think the damage they could have done. But I guess they wouldn't have really done it that much because it was more about power and control for those kind of people. It's what it, from everything I read, that's what it says anyway. I have way too many on that list. Well, you need to add that one to it, Vermont. You need to add Sonia's joke to your forgotten list. If you can remember where you put the forgotten list at. I'm just saying, you know how forgetful you are. So, what doctor are you going to next week, Vermont? What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do to you? They talked to me yesterday about looking at my kidneys, and since that last time, that great old big huge kidney stone I passed, uh, they're talking about maybe checking my kidney and see if they need to do that. I guess they got some kind of blaster now that they can blast the kidney stones. Tell me I'm sick and have to drink more water. I hear you. But yeah, I guess they got some kind of machine now that they can blast, I guess, the kidney stones in your kidneys. I don't know what it's called, but I guess they got something now that they say they can, I guess, bust them up in your kidneys so you can pass them and clean out your kidneys. I'm really not sure how all that works. I'm not really sure I would want to go through all that if they decide that that's what they would like to do. I really don't know about that. They have ultrasound vibration like sonic. Well, my question is, Vermont, let's just say you have one in your kidney that size, and they put that ultrasound vibration on it, and it's that big, and it only busts into 4 pieces. Let's just say, for instance, it only busts into 4 pieces. And if it's that big and it busts into 4 pieces, and those 4 pieces start coming out, good God Almighty, what you going to do about that? Becky had a 10 millimeter stone. It broke the blaster. They had to throw their kidney and cut it out instead. Now that's what I was worried about. Roar said, yes, my dad had to do that a while ago. Sonia says, my dad has that ultrasound bath that broke his kidney stones up. That's what I'm saying, though, Sonia. What happens if it don't break it up small enough and them big old pieces start coming out? I'm telling you right now, that one that was stuck for 3 months like to kill me, y'all. That was rough on the old Hillbilly. That was a tough one. So that just makes me worry, what if that machine don't break it completely up enough to where you can pass little ones? All right, How to Garden, be safe, my friend. Thank you so much for coming by and putting up with my nonsense. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming by. That's what worries me. What if that thing don't bust them up small enough? Whew. I know somebody had to get gallstones taken out a couple of months ago. I don't know nothing about that either. I don't even know what the gallbladder does. I have no idea what the gallbladder is about, and I have no idea what a gallstone is. But they say it hurts, but I don't know nothing about that. I cannot testify to that. The only thing I can testify to is the kidney stones. Yeah, exactly, Vermont. Exactly. Tonahoe says, see you around. Yeah, that's what I've had constantly, Vermont, for many months now. Many months. Feel like somebody could kick me with a pointed toe cowboy boot. Is what I feel like. A pointed toe cowboy boot. Probably from a Dallas Cowboy fan. Kicked me in the groin and the tip of the cowboy boot stuck there. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. The ones with the silver tips. That's right, Vermont. I just got a text message. I just received a text message, and I'm going to read you what this says. It said, hiya, are you Emilio? I'm Nadine. We chatted on Hot or Not before when I went down to visit my cousins. Let me read that one more time. Hiya, are you Emilio? I'm Nadine. We chatted on Hot or Not before when I went down to visit my cousins. No, I'm not Emilio. And as far as I know, I don't know a Nadine, and I have no idea what Hot or Not is. So obviously that wasn't meant to come to the Hillbilly. Somebody has me confused with somebody else. Totally confused with somebody else. Maybe that's one of them people's got a thing against brown-haired pretty people. Yeah, maybe that's one of them people out there looking for brown-headed pretty people. Dang. I guess I need to be careful what I talk about on here. I better start being careful on what I talk about on here. I was reading a thing the other day too, y'all, on my phone. You can tell what a boring life I have. I was reading another thing on my phone the other day, talking about people that are scared of clowns. Y'all know anybody that's scared of clowns? Maybe it thinks Emilio is your alter ego. I hear you. Maybe. Yeah, I had a niece by marriage one time that was scared to death of clowns, y'all. I mean, like deathly afraid of clowns. Yes, a bunch of people, and I know people who are clowns. Travel Dreamer said many people are afraid. I didn't realize there was that many people. I always thought that was kind of weird. That girl was scared of clowns, and I mean it was so bad, y'all. Well, I guess it really wasn't just clowns, but it was like any kind of mask that people wore. But she was scared to death of clowns. But even people that wore like fake masks at Halloween, she wouldn't take her kids trick or treating because she was scared to death of people wearing masks at Halloween. I always thought that was kind of different. I ain't never been afraid of no clown. Of course, I never did watch none of those movies. What was that movie about the clowns? What was that movie? What was his name? The clown Pennywise. Pennywise, wasn't he one of them scary clowns? Was the name of the movie It or something like that? It. Travel Dreamer said serial killer was a clown. I think his name was Pennywise. That scary movie I'm thinking about. I think it was called It or something like that. Yeah, I ain't never thought about being scared of no clown. KK said Pennywise movie It. Yes. I thought that's what it was, KK. Oh my Lord, Sonya. Sonya. You're killing the old hillbilly today. You're killing me today, Sonya. But yeah, I guess all the clowns I grew up with as a kid were always good clowns. What or was there was one episode of Scooby Doo, wasn't it? Seemed like there was one episode of Scooby Doo that the clown was a bad guy. But most of the clowns growing up on TV when I was a kid was were good clowns. Yeah, Vermont, add that to the forget it list. That joke Sonya just told. I think Jim might be getting some of those from the lodge. Some of those might be coming from the lodge. Those sound like lodge jokes there. After everybody's had a few cold adult beverages. But yeah, other than that one episode, I'm pretty sure it was Scooby Doo that had the scary clown. All the clowns when I was growing up had were good clowns. And you know what's funny is everybody uh, talks about how bad SpongeBob SquarePants is. A lot of parents said they say they won't let their kids watch SpongeBob SquarePants, but I think it's like the number one cartoon ever. Won't John Wayne Casey a clown when he wasn't killing people? That's exactly right, Travel Dreamer. It was John Wayne Gacy. Gacy, I think, was his name. John Wayne Gacy, wasn't it? But yeah, I think he was used to do kids' parties and stuff as a clown. Jim says none of the jokes they tell at the lodge can be typed here. I hear you, Sonia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was John Wayne Gacy that was the clown. Yep, used to do kids shows, birthday parties, and stuff. Just goes to show y'all. You never know. You never know. It's kind of like that witness protection program. You never know. You never know about your neighbors, y'all. You never know about your neighbors. Of course, I don't know how much that gets used nowadays. It used to be a big thing back in the mafia days, but I don't know if that's such a big thing nowadays. The witness protection program. I know it was big back in the day, but I don't necessarily know if it's that big of a deal nowadays. Yep, Gacy, John Wayne Gacy. Well, didn't he get in trouble though, Sonia? He was in witness protection, and then he couldn't stay out of trouble, and he ended up getting in trouble while he was on in witness protection. So he just gave it up. Yeah, I think he went into witness protection, and then he was doing illegal stuff in witness protection. I was reading something about that. I know my neighbors are weird. They took out their hot tub and glass sunroom to put in a shed at the back of the house for their lawnmower. What? They took out their hot tub and glass sunroom to build a shed for the lawnmower? Why didn't they just put a shed out back of the house to put the lawnmower in? Dude, them people must have more money and they got brains, Vermont. They must have more money than they have brains. Sonia says something like that. Yep, weird people. They have a garage. Yeah, sunroom with a sauna, and you're going to tear it down to build a shed to park your lawnmower. Put a shed out back and put your lawnmower in it. I have to say, that's one of the weirdest things I've heard in a while, Vermont. That's one of the weirdest things I've heard in a while. Unless you're somebody like Tiger Woods and you buy a $60 million house in Florida and you tear it down and build a new one. That's what people with that kind of money do. He has his snow machines in his shed on the other side of the house. Many people leave the witness protection program due to the stress of missing family and friends. Sonia says they obviously came from the city, not the country. I agree with that. And he has a covered sled trailer. Wow. Hey, this is Steph. Dang, Vermont, they must be rich. They must be very rich, Vermont. Did you ever figure out what kind of doctor he is, Vermont? What kind of doctor is he? I think you said she's a lawyer and a corporate attorney. What kind of doctor is the husband? Oh, it sounds like it, Bruce. Sounds like they got way too much money. Yeah, I never did hear you say what kind of doctor he is. That I remember. I don't remember you saying. The way he acts, he a butt doctor or head. I hear you. Well, I hear you, Vermont. Yeah, sounds like to me. Must burn wads of bills in their fire pit. I hear you, Travel Dream. Yeah, they seem like they fit that old saying that got more money than brains. I'm not sure. I think he works at the pain clinic. Maybe he's one of those acupuncture doctors, Vermont. Maybe he's one of those acupuncture doctors. This is Steph says long ad. I'm sorry, this is Steph. I'm sorry you got a long ad. I went to somebody's channel the other day. I think it was Overstay Road. I went to one of his videos the other day, y'all. I kid you not. I promise you. I promise you. When I went to watch his video, it told me that his ad was an hour and 5 minutes long. 1 hour and 5 minute long ad. Now, the longest one that I've actually watched was, I think Arlene Verdita had one at one time, was like 40 or 50 minutes long. But his the other day was an hour and 5 minute long ad for like a 15-minute video. So what you up to? This is Steph on a Friday night over in your part of the world. Got any big plans for the weekend? Got you, Roy and Becky. Been doing housework. How your day been? Today's been a lot better, this is Steph, than the last couple of days. All right. See you, Vermont. Yep, today's been a lot better than the last couple of days. So that was a good thing. That was a good thing. It was better today than the last couple of days. So that was a good thing. So what you doing the weekend? This is Steph. You got any big plans this weekend? Are y'all still opened up over there? This is Steph, or did they shut y'all down again for a while? No, husband's working. Watch out, everybody. This is Steph's husband's working this weekend. Everybody look out. I had an ad for 2 hours. Dang, KK. Still all open. Took kids bowling yesterday. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. I think several of our areas are back under the lockup over here. I think out towards my buddy Dagenhill's way, I think they're locked down out there again. From what I was reading today. And you won. Dang, this is Steph. You're supposed to let the kids win. Look at this is Steph. It says, and I won. You're supposed to let the kids win. This is Steph. Dang. Remind me not to go bowling with you. Remind the hillbilly not to go bowling with you. I used to love to bowl. We were in dry dock in Subic Bay, Philippines for a year. We actually had a ship's bowling league. We did. Mixed league, guys and girls. We had a mixed bowling league. We bowled in. We had a softball team. We used to play softball back in the day. Back in the day. And the kids had buffers up too. Wow. Well, what's your average? This is Steph. What are you bowling? About a 289? This is Steph's probably averaging about a 289. I ain't going bowling with this is Steph. I'm not going bowling with this is Steph. I know me. I'd get over there in the bowling alley and I'd be drinking those ice cold adult English beverages. And I wouldn't be able to bowl at all. I wouldn't be able to bowl at all. But yeah, bowling used to be fun back in the many years ago. Many years ago. It was fun. I probably couldn't even pick a bowling ball up now. We're in dry dock, Sonia. You weren't listening, Sonia. When the submarine was in dry dock being overhauled in Subic Bay, Philippines, we had a bowling league at the bowling alley in Subic Bay. And we had a softball team that we played the base on the base. I was drinking pear cider too. This is Steph. Wow. In 1985, when I came back to the States, I was teaching school at sub school. I hear you. In 1985, I was teaching school back at sub school when I came back from overseas, when I got off the boat. And we all, each of the divisions set up softball teams. And it came down to a tournament. They had a tournament. And whoever won the tournament, they had the Playboy Bunnies come into the sub base. And whoever won the softball tournament got to play against the Playboy Bunnies softball team in 1985. And it just so happens the team I was on, we won the tournament. So we were supposed to get to play the Playboy Bunnies. Well, the captain of the base stepped in and said, no, that's not going to happen. So him and all the officers went and played the softball game against the Playboy Bunnies. Everybody else had to come and watch. But it was officers only that played in the softball tournament against the Playboy Bunnies. So that was a missed opportunity from many moons ago. Had some kind of concert came over to the Philippines while we were in dry dock, and the Rams cheerleaders came with that group. I don't even remember what it was about. All I remember is the Rams cheerleaders came and performed in their outfits when we were in the Philippines. That would have been in 1983, 83. I hear you, Travel Dreamer. That's right. That's exactly right, Travel Dreamer. That used to happen a lot, though, Travel Dreamer. When we come out of dry dock, we come out of dry dock? No, we left Sasebo one time, and we went to the Philippines. We left the Philippines, and for some reason, we went to Thailand. Thailand wasn't scheduled. We were supposed to go to Malaysia, one part of Malaysia. I don't remember, Tiaman or something, Malaysia. I don't even remember exactly where in Malaysia. I want to say it was Tiaman or something like that. But anyway, we pulled into Thailand and we had liberty for a week, which means we had to anchor out, and we rode little boats into the shore, and you jumped out and you had to wade into the beach in Pattaya, Thailand. So I went there for a week, and then we left there and we continued on to Malaysia. When we got to Malaysia, they wouldn't let enlisted men go ashore. They only let the officers on the submarine go ashore. And come to find out, a lot of Europeans went there, and it was a nude beach. So they didn't let the enlisted men go there either. Officers only from the submarine got to go ashore when we went to Malaysia. In that particular spot in Malaysia. Now we went around to another spot and we could actually go ashore there. But the one spot we went to, officers only that got to go ashore there. So I guess being an officer in the military back in the day had its benefits, folks. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. This is Steph. Thank you so much. I'm sorry you had to watch that long ad. I'm going to get off from here. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, y'all. I will try my best to be on tomorrow, guys. I can't guarantee you nothing right now, but I'll try my best to be back on again tomorrow. I appreciate everybody coming by. I hope you guys have a great, great, great weekend wherever you're at in this world. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. If you get to spend some time with family, spend some time with family if you can. And I appreciate you very, very much. Please be safe, everybody. And always remember, be good to yourself and be good to each other. And I'll try my best to see you guys tomorrow. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.